we can look at that as well. And in Palm Beach, I know in Broward, if they used to be with the FCAT, I don't know how this is going to impact them, but in Broward it used to be, and it might still be, that if they didn't pass the FCAT, that was their promotion basis every year. Palm Beach, the state only does the 3rd grade mandatory retention, and then you have the high school stuff. And so that's what we do as well. That's what Palm Beach does as well. Okay. Any more questions on that? We're good? This, you'll see this in when we get into the FSA portal. And what this is talking about is by grade, and I know it's very hard to see, but you'll see it in the FSA portal. By grade, how many questions, what percentage of the assessment is based on those standards? And I will show you how to get into the FSA portal so you can see that more clearly. And again, that's been in draft form, and we have the final forms. You can skip that slide. Okay, text with a series of questions. So this is kind of the thing we're used to. You have text, you have a bunch of questions. So we're used to this. This is the format that we're all used to seeing. Okay, we can go on. Audio multiple choice item. Everybody has the headphones, and they're required to listen to a selection, a podcast, and then they answer a question on it. That's just another type of question. Okay. This is a combination. We used to emphasize text features, which was maps and all these various things. And they would give you a map or a cartoon, and then they would ask you a bunch of questions on it. What they've done in this example is they have to combine the text feature with the reading and then be able to answer a question on it, or answer a series of questions on it. Okay? This is that 2-part question I was talking about. Okay, you read the selection. Which statement describes his importance as an explorer? Which statement, part B, which statement from the passage supports the response in part A? So that we keep going over and over again. And, realizing that, we're still all in an adjustment period. And I'm not going to get on a soapbox about how I feel about that. They've said that there are no penalties. I don't know what they're doing about grading. And schools are kind of saying, give us a chance, give the kids a chance to figure out what we're doing, or to adjust our, the way we think and the way we present material. But, the kids are mastering standards, and that's the most important thing. Okay. Select 2 words or phrases from the passage that help the reader determine the meaning of the word. So it's the usual context clues, questions asked in a little bit of a different way. So they do require more of a depth of understanding, but it also requires getting used to the types of questions. Okay. Here is place the phrases about his life in the correct location on the timeline. Again, a greater depth of understanding of the passage. This is, it's an open response item, and I from what I remember reading about these, they're really only looking for a couple of sentences. They're not looking for a whole big paragraph, just a few sentences answering the question. And again, these are all computer-based tests. Okay. Next slide. Okay, this just talks a little bit about paper-based accommodated exams, consisting of multiple choice. We talked about that, multi-select and gridded response. Computer-based exams, multiple choice, multi-select, and technology-enhanced questions. Okay, keep going. Okay. We talked about really all of this. Headphones are required for all students, which we have. External keyboards are strongly recommended, which we have. And the writing component, and I'll go more into this on the FSA, on the state website. Here are some of the things that they're asked to do for responding to text-based prompts.
And they've had a lot of practice going on.
Ad nauseum. Okay, the reading components. These are the testing times, and you have all this in your material. The number of items, and how long it takes. And over the course of how many days. Okay. This is the state's window. But in your packet, you have our test dates. Okay? Understand, like for example, Monday, where the writing was starting, just the writing, and the state crashed. We haven't really begun the test yet. So we're a little nervous. Lot more, the whole battery really is starting, really hasn't started yet.
Nobody took it today?
Yeah, today we started.
Today, yeah, we got on today.
We had to, adjust our schedule.
We got on today, we plowed right through, Okay,
So tomorrow will be more testing.
you can do the next one. These are some really, really excellent resources. CPOMS has a lot of different activities, and that's just something that you can, get on. It's sort of in development, but it's very well developed. And I do want to get into the assessment portal. I don't think that'll link correctly, but FS assessments. I just want to show you around this portal. This portal is pretty much not all that's out there, but the primary source of what's out there. And it's not a whole lot of stuff, but it's good stuff. So I want to get you to that website. Reno will get, okay, everybody can take a
break.
Questions? Questions for my teachers? Questions for me? Questions? Everybody wants to breathe?
There you go.
Say it again?
Came back on.
Starting.
Your leaf is up. I really want to try to show it to you live, because when you navigate around it, they've put some nice stuff up there. They put, like we did, the school did the training test. There are parent training tests up there now, but the school, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, did the training test that they provided to us. And what it was they went through I mean, it took forever, because they went through question by question. Our prompts to the kids were, this is this type of question. Read it, what would your answer be? And then they answer it, and then going through by each question, all right, how do I do that type? How do I do that type? How do I do that type? Because a lot has to do with comfort level. A lot. Right, Drew?
You're going to the state website, right?
We'll go, yeah.
Florida, yeah, well, I was in there Sunday and found the parent place.
Beautiful.
Signed up and logged in and then made a quick test.
The test, perfect. The
It's
practice.
beautiful. I want to go through the item specs. If worst comes to worst, I'll just take you all to the computer later.
You can do it, Mr. Burbidge.
Oh, we don't want to put them on the computer later.
Won't
right?
you let me click on clone, and then clone,
You need what?
clone this one. Yeah, but it still has to display.
Well, you know what we could do? Display. There you go.
Woo!
Nice job. Nice Jay. Okay. All I'm gonna do is navigate through it with you so that I can point out some things that I think, you know, in some cases you'll be able to work with your kids. I think for a lot of it is sort of informational, because it's like if you're gonna go play a football game, you need to know the rules. You know, if I pass to a guy on the other team, what's gonna happen? If I fumble the ball, what's gonna happen? You know, if I kick a field goal, how many points am I gonna get? You know, and I think, and I've always believed throughout my whole life, that testing is like this. I want to know what they're asking, why they're asking it, how many points am I going to get, how do I put forth, how do I win? How do I put forth that I know this material? So let me just navigate you around this a little bit, okay? If you go to, I want to go to the item specs. So we'll go to students and parents first. Please. Okay, go to students and parents resources. Okay. If you go to the FDOE announcements, that will give you, you'll get fact sheets. So if you go to the ELA and math fact sheets, and I think I gave out some of these.
Yes.
These, if there are some changes, or if anything takes place, or if they have any different types of information, a lot of times you'll find it in this section. So for example, this tells you, you know, where you would use a calculator. Are they allowed to use a calculator in 5th and 6th math? No, they are not. Are they allowed in 7 and 8? Only for specified sections. A reference sheet, there are no reference sheets. A one-page CBT, which is computer-based test, can they use a planning sheet? Only in the ELA writing component. Keep going down. Testing number of days, and again, it's just knowledge. And that tells you how many days. Go ahead. All right, and testing days. And we can go back off this now. No, come down. Come down to resources.
On the left.
Yeah, keep going. Okay. Now go to go back to the testing. Yeah, training tests. So I want everybody to know where the training tests are. Okay? You can look at any of this stuff, you can look at the questions, and we don't have to go into it, but you can look at some of the questions and you get some idea of where everything is. What you're gonna do with this site is what all of us did. You're gonna sit and you're gonna play. I mean, you really are. You're gonna sit and you're gonna play. And you're gonna find a lot of really good information. Okay, let's go to, I wanna go back home.
No, that's too.
And I want to go to,
No.
go down a little bit further. I'm looking for those item specs. That's really what, look at, go to resources. I'm sorry. They're under educators, right, Beth? I think they go to educators.
The one was on the school board website for items specs.
Keep going. Okay, go to spring 2015 ELA and math.
This one?
Oh, yeah. Okay, go down. It's hard when you're not doing it yourself.
There's
Oh,
the
there you go.
test
There,
items.
I knew it was in there.
Knew you
Okay.
were gonna get it.
Let's go to
Grade 7?
let's go to grade. You got grade 7 math there?
Just scroll down a little bit. Just, there
Only
you
because
go.
we have
See,
got the-
6th and 7th is right there.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Here's what the item specs are, or item specifications. If you read through the item specifications, and there's a CPOM link right there, and CPOM is where I told you there are lesson plans and things. Sorry?
Look, I'm getting so excited.
Oh,
Look, I'm like.
that's what the item specs. You're gonna talk a little about
No,
that.
I
Oh, she
can't.
like walks
Sorry.
around with them under the, her arm, there.
Yeah, I
Pages
have
and
them.
pages and
I have
pages.
them.
Okay, so what the item specs really deliver the content and format of the test and test items. That's what the item specs do. So keep going, you know, you can go a little bit. Okay.
See, it tells you what you can do, what you cannot do.
This is go ahead, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I
She
can't
gets all
talk so
excited
loud.
about these things.
It tells you absolutely every single thing you need to know. It tells you,
Come on.
Stand up and tell us.
okay. So, it says, here my students know, math, Florida Standards, 7th grade, ratios and proportions, 1.1. It tells you what the standard is. And then it gives you an example. And then it tells you what the question cannot ask you. And it tells you whether or not you can use a calculator, and it tells, oh, thank you, acceptable response.
Go ahead, keep going.
Well, it's
She's
just,
getting into
there you
this.
go. But that's what it is for every single benchmark that we have in math. So you know absolutely what your students are going to be required to know. And then you know exactly what you need to teach your students. Multiple choice, so we can teach that to them. Then we give them the multiple choice and we teach them why this one is wrong, why this one is wrong. We teach them how to eliminate, and we teach them how to find the correct answer.
Keep going. You wanna
That's
roll?
that's about it. But you see, it's for every single standard.
And
ratio,
that's every
proportional.
subject, every class through the grades, starting in 3rd.
3rd grade.
So because the item specifications are built from the items from the FSA, and this was in draft form until fairly recent.
Absolutely.
It was in draft form, so we were kind of saying, when is it out of draft form? When is it, like when can we, I mean, we still used it, but when can we depend on it? So those item specs, which is what I wanted to get to.
That's a draft, but it's good.
Right,
You see,
those,
it's still
they're still in
good.
draft form. Those item specs